And now we got the Moppy on my table, who's, I don't know what she's doing, but so far she hasn't destroyed anything. So she's, oh, no, that's my Guinness. You can't have my Guinness. Oh no, come on. What did you just launch? Okay, I gotta get her off this table. Alright. Okay, we got the British turn. The British are gonna prepare 6 damage on their shipyard. They're gonna build 3 infantry and 2 transports. The FEC is going to build 3 infantry and a colonial, saving $1, saving $1. The Australians are going to fund the tech roll this turn, and they're going to finish their light factory, saving $6. So, light factory, light carrier. So they're going to place this guy here in the place units box here. I had a bit of a mess of a cat on here. So, there we go. Anyhow, let's turn that on. The British don't have too many attacks here. I'm going to have to do some non-combat movement on this side. But I don't really have any real attacks. I thought about attacking this, but this redonkulous counterattack's going to come at me in a 1-2 punch, and even if it doesn't, they can get a lot more. They got 4 transports in the med, and the Italians come next, so they can drop 6 dudes here, right? Plus bring all this stuff and the aircraft over. It just didn't seem like it was worthwhile, so we're going to skip that for now. Yeah. A little bit rough. So basically we just got this convoy by the British on the Mediterranean line for $1. Another place I'd considered doing an attack was right here on this destroyer, but they have 3 jet aircraft that can scramble, and Britain's in a hard up spot here. It's making under 20, making $25 on paper, down to 21 now, and doesn't have a lot of units. Both of its factories are, like, if it fixed everything that was damaged in London, it wouldn't have any money left. None. So, or London and Liverpool. So we're going to hold off on that. Maybe we'll bring some of those dudes over. Alright. So that's the turn, basically. Alright. I'm going to leave you there. And, I don't know, we're gonna do this here right now. The convoy. It's a +2 for the attacker, and again, for some reason, the Italians decided not to put an escort on the line. So that makes it easy for the attacker. And I've been rolling the British as red on defense for all these things, so we're going to just leave them red for the British. So +2 for the red, and the black is the Italians. Doesn't matter. 3 and a 1. There's no loss. So the Italians lose no money. Alright. So that's our attack. The one and only attack we had. Alright. Repair units happens before you actually do your attacks, so technically the 6 damage off this shipyard is gone, and that affects our ability to move. So yeah, that shipyard's fully repaired there in London. I just paid to take 6 damage off that, and that happens before. I think that might be the very first thing you do. Double check our repair units, lend lease, then you do research, then you purchase. So, so technically I'm supposed to be doing a tech roll now then. Britain is, I don't even know what they're researching. Britain doesn't really have anything it needs to research. So Britain's going to save us $2 instead of doing that tech roll. Because that's just crazy talk. Yeah, Britain's got no tech it's working on, and it has no money to waste. It's got improved shipyards, it's got wartime economy, and it's got strategic rockets that it's never going to use. I mean, it could, but as soon as it builds a rocket base, the Germans would just hit it with 2 rockets. And that'd be the end of that. So, let's do some non-combat moves here. I like the fact that this is far back. It's going to be out of the range of most units that the Germans can get out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, those jets can reach that here too. But we need a protection there for our transport, so we're gonna leave that there. So we're gonna non-combat move these 2 guys on the transport. 1, 2, 3. And drop them off. And we're gonna non-combat move a guy into Liverpool from London. Then that's it for the British on this side. I'm just gonna place these guys here, and then we're gonna move on to around the corner, and we'll deal with the Indian Ocean. That way we don't have to look at this side of the map again. So we're just gonna put 3 infantry in there. Can't remember if I put 2 or 3 guys there last time, so I did have a cat wander around, and I did find this British dude laying down way over here. That's where I tossed my casualties to, so we'll figure it out. If you happen to notice what I did last video, just fire it in the comments and I'll put an extra dude there for next turn. Alright, so let's collapse this a little bit. Here we go. So yeah, we're getting a little tight here. I don't want to be right here because the either the Russians, or sorry, the Russians. Actually, technically, the Russians could attack me, and they could bring all this air power along with them. Yeah, and they got an air base, they got a bit of a navy. Who knows what they're going to do? The Russians are a wild card this game. So what we're going to do instead is we're in range. Like the Italians can slam us with their navy, or part of it, and their air force. And then the Germans could come through and do the same thing. And then this navy's just wiped right out. And I don't really want that because we have this Japanese navy just chilling out here. 3 battleships, 3 cruisers, I don't know how many destroyers are in there, a couple subs, a bunch of other stuff, and then that scattered navy. So that may come and hit this, we're not sure. Now, the question is, where do you put it? Do you put it here at this base? These transports can't reach, they can only move 2 because they're not out of base, so they stop here. These guys aren't out of base, so the furthest some of the transports and the battleships can go is here as well. So maybe that's the solution. Bring the 2 fleets together. It's going to be out of range of the Japanese. So if they do a surprise attack, they're not going to be able to hit this. Not with everything. They're going to hit it with this fleet, but this fleet's smaller than our fleet. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go. Now what do you do with the transports? Do you leave these guys here in Malay? Or do you do, what do we got here? Oh, we do touch. So we could take these transports, scoop, and attack Siam. But we defend better than we attack. Huh. This is a tough one. You know what? I think we're going to just do the safe move here with the British and move right over to here. I'm going to bring this the transports along. This coastal sub can't get any further, and it is in a zone where it can do some damage. So we're going to bring this over to here. We're just going to amalgamate these two fleets. All right. One thing though, this aircraft here, it's going to fly 1, 2, 3, and it can fly 4, right? So it's going to land in Aden. It's kind of a dangerous spot. It's going to land in there, and we're going to take this fighter because it defends better. 1, 2, 3. It's got a better defensive value. Man, we even got an Australian Navy in here. Do the Australians really want to go that way? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the Australians could get down all the way to here, so we're going to do that instead. Actually, they can't. They can only go that far. Because the transport can only move 2. Yeah, let's do that. Just because the Australians have a bit of a fleet there. Now, can they reach them with the, say, Lake Carrier or something? 1, 2, 3, yeah. There we go. In fact, they can reach them with this entire... Where did this cruiser come from? Oh, it's on the place units. Yeah, my cat was all over the place. We can do this. Do we want to? We're kind of setting ourselves up for failure, so we're going to leave that there. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this turn here. We're going to put the light cruiser on escort duty. Not that it really matters. Alright, we got that going on. So they're actually saving $2 extra on top of that, so I'm just going to put them $2 extra in here. They're trying to buy a plane for their light carrier they're going to place this turn. I can't really think of anything else that's going to make a lot of sense right now, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to place these 3 infantry over here. So what we're really going to do is we're going to swap that out for another greenie. There we go. We got 11, 12 infantry in there. And we don't want to make this Burma route too easy either. We want to try to fight them on our terms. So these guys are going to move 2. And we're going to put the Colonial in there, which will be just that. That way if to do something crazy here, we can still counterattack it. And we don't get totally wasted in the surprise attack. And, oh, let's not leave that guy there. Let's put him in there as well. There we go. That way if there's if they surprise, they don't have enough troops to hit both stacks, so we can possibly counterattack with the British if need be. That might be handy. And if not, then we can take out Burma next turn. But that stuff was out of range, so we can combine this fleet, this stack and that stack. Okay, that's the British turn. We'll figure that out. We're going to place the Australian light carrier with no aircraft at all. And that is the Australian build placed here. Alright, I don't need the other one to show what I'm doing anymore. So the Australians ended up actually saving $8. So that's good. Oh yeah, the Colonial. Yeah, we put them on there already. Perfect. Alright, so the British turn is done. Oh, the commander's coming along. We're not leaving him behind. Alright, that is the British turn. And now we're on to France. France is buying a tech roll. It's actually going to use it, and they're going to try to get themselves wartime economy. Sweet, France got it. They're also building a colonial, and they're going to say, if you're going to take this stuff, you're going to have to at least fight one dude in each place. Alright, so France doesn't go up anything, doesn't go down anything, but it does. Oh. It does get wartime economy into stage 3. Okay, so France is still here. Australia, if you see, they haven't changed. Britain's gone down a little bit, but they've gone up too, so it's kind of odd. We'll see what happens there. On to the Italian turn next. And we'll see what we do there with Italy. Alright, July 42, that is the Italian purchase. It is completing the factory in Rome. 1 tech roll, 4 infantry, 1 marine, and my negligence will be having the British roll their wartime economy. 6 $6 for the British, and that's evenly distributed however they want. Alright, the French also collected their $4, plus they're still getting that bonus for French Indochina of $2. Yeah. The only real attacks I have for Italy are these 2 convoys. So I'm just going to roll those 2 convoys. Again, black is Italy, red is the British. Should be self-explanatory. This one's +1 and +1. So +1 each, red British. Alright, so we got a 7 and a 6, so that's $1. So $1 from the British. I know this one is +2 and +1, so +2 for the black for the Italians, +1 for the red for the British. Alright, so +2, +1, that's a $1 difference again. So now the British are down to $20 again, and they haven't even started the turn. Alright, there you go, that's $3 that the British lost this turn. 2 to the Italians and 1 to the Germans. Alright, 2 different collection cycles too, so things get a little odd. Alright, so Italy's going to do its roll for improved shipyards, 7 or higher. Oop, that is a 9. So there we go. Italy's 1 away. Italy could really use that. Still doesn't make a lot of money. It makes about the same amount as the British though, so. Alright. Not really sure what to do with non-combat moves. I guess I don't really need this dude here, so I might as well scoop him up somewhere. I want my transports all up there this turn though. So one of these transports is going to go up there. 2. And we're going to bring along this mountain dude. We're going to throw him in here. I know that sounds crazy, but I just don't want to leave my transports down there. And we're going to bring this stuff up here too. Let's just leave the Navy down here, the Chinese up there. And these guys are going to all collect together. Except for this guy is going to go on escort duty. He doesn't shoot for shit, but he's still an escort. There we go. Torpedo boat destroyer. So that is the Navy. Now let's just do some place units. So we're just going to take that under construction off. They can now build at that factory, not this turn, obviously. Alright, so we're going to give them 4 regular dudes and a Marine. And yeah, that airbase is actually not in Rome. Only the Navy port on this side is in Rome. And a factory. Alright, that's that. We're going to leave these 2 guys there since it's a victory condition. Possibly a victory condition. So we don't want to give them a chance to just drop an airborne in there and screw us later. Alright, so that is the Italian turn. And now let's not be negligent and let's do the roll for Italy. Italy also gets wartime economy, and they get 5. So Italy's earning 14, plus 5 is 19, and then they get a $6 bonus, so that's 25. So Italy's got 25 bucks again for next turn. And Britain's already down to 20, so Italy's technically ahead of Britain, which is scary as shit. Alright, so that's the Italian turn in completion. Alright, the American turn now. The Americans are going to move forward 4 ships. They're going to move forward these 4, and they're going to move forward this 5th one and place it. And they're going to build these 2 aircraft. They're going to buy 3 tech rolls, and they're going to save $1. Alright, so I'm just going to leave those ships there, and I'm just going to show that here. They're going to place this one. They're going to move this one forward, and they're going to move these 2 forward. Because why not? Just get everybody crammed in there on stage 2, apparently. Alright. And they're going to end up placing it on this side this time. Along with these 2. I'm just going to place them on there. They were designed to go on there, so hopefully you guys don't mind. The Americans are also allowed to move this turn. I believe, let's double check. What's their income got to be at to be able to support or yeah, may reinforce Pacific Islands, send units, build militia bases and forts. What I really want to do is get these guys out of the way of all this nasty Navy stuff that's going on here. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're not all the way out of the woods, but we're a little bit out of the woods. So those have been moved from the Philippines at a Navy base. Remove a 3 to there. Alright. Now, the ones that are already on the board are the ones I'm going to roll. I'm not going to roll the ones I haven't been able to get even started yet. So, we're going to roll for jet aircraft at 8. Nice. We're going to roll for heavy bombers at 8. Fail. And we're going to roll for... Oh no, we already have heavy bombers. Sorry, I can't remember what I rolled there. But I think it was a fail for long range anyway. Strategic rockets, we need a 9. Alright, so we got jet aircraft. So, jet aircraft. Failed. Didn't even bother. Haven't been able to get that the whole time. I didn't realize I had heavy bombers already, but That's okay, we'll move on to that in a bit. Alright, so that is the American turn. And now the KMT. They got $2. They're buying one militia. So they spent their $2. They can't even accept a land lease. They're in the same boat as the CCP. They have one location worth $0 and no bonuses. As you can see right, somehow I got my camera kind of twisted. As you can see right there. So they're just like them. They just have a commander and that guy doesn't. Ooh, a militia rolling a 3 instead of a 2. Anyway, so if these guys get eliminated and they have no land zones, they surrender. A CCP apparently never surrenders, so I don't know how they pop up. Maybe they just keep doing the recruitment role, but I don't know how they. I don't know. Anyway, that is the end of the turn. The Americans are done. The KMT are done. They're really done, actually. The Americans just finished their turn. Anyway, I will leave you here. And I will see you in the summary video, or we will be in the next turn, which is January 1943. Oops, the Americans need to do their income increase roll. I just did it, it was an 11, but it's not on video, so don't count. It's kind of like, if you didn't write it down, it never happened. Right? 7, good enough. Alright, so they were at 48. 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 55. They're a buck behind the Germans, and when they reach 63, they're good. So they only need 2, 4, 6, 8 more points. So if anybody doesn't attack anywhere, we're good to go. Pretty much. So yeah, July 42 finished. We're going to start January 43 next.